people know what HIV is. People generally know how HIV is spread. But despite that, they ill-treat our children. They discriminate against children. The moment any child would say that they have HIV, people distance themselves and they don't want to be associated with them. We've actually had stories of children who've been discriminated in school just because they have HIV, and the teachers would make them sit separately. They would isolate them. They would not let them spend time with their peers. I wanted to make sure that whoever lives had a dignified life, and no matter how long or short your life is, it is meaningful. And even if it means that somebody is going to die, I wanted to make sure that it's a life that is lived well, and it is a life that has respect in it. We did like a lot of online research in terms of organization across the globe who work with children with life-limiting, life-shortening illnesses. At the same time, we also started approaching hospitals and doctors, especially departments of palliative care, to ensure that we are on the right track and we know what we're doing. So we spoke to a lot of doctors who were practicing palliative care in the hospitals. The whole idea behind Happy Feet Home is to ensure that our children are empowered enough to have, that our children are empowered enough to be financially independent. The idea behind this is, once a child is financially independent, the child should not need or require a Happy Feet Home or an organization like us. So to ensure that this happens, we have various programs and services that we offer our children. Our main program is our daycare program, which has over 130 children. And in this program, we have children who come to us during the day. They come in the morning and they stay with us till the evening. So while a child is in the organization for the entire day, we make sure that there are various services that are provided to the child. So for example, we make sure that the nutrition is taken care of, that their education or vocation is taken care of. We make sure that their medical needs are met with, and also that their mental health is taken care of. So these are the 4 or 5 services that we provide to children who come to our daycare center. Apart from that, like, we have a home care program, which is one of our newest programs. Basically, this is for children who are not in a position to come to Happy Feet Home because either they are extremely critical or they are in the last stages of their illness. And we want to make sure that even though they can't come to Happy Feet Home physically, Happy Feet Home reaches out to them, and we provide every service that we provide to the children at the center. We also make sure that that reaches out to children in the comforts of their home as well. So what we do is, we have a team that goes into the homes of these children, and we have an activity in charge who ensures that the child is happy, is engaged. We have a psychologist, we have a social worker and a nurse. So all the aspects of the child's life is taken care of. The other program we have is the hospital outreach program, where we have again a team that goes into the hospital. And what we do is, in the hospital, we make sure that children who are in the hospital, either if they have come to take medicines for HIV or blood transfusion if it is thalassemia, or they are in the wards because they are admitted, again, they are positively engaged. They have they are not scared. We create a safe space and a good environment for children. And we also provide therapy to the caregivers and the families that come along with the children. For our community outreach program, we make sure that children have a good environment even at home while they are not in the center. So a team is actually designated to make sure that there is a phone call, there is teleconsulting that happens for all the children who are registered with Happy Feet Home. So one team actually makes calls for all these children to the families. Then we have a team that actually goes into the communities in case we see red flags, if there are any concerns during teleconsulting. Initially, to bring in children, we used to go to the Sion Hospital and we would go to their OPDs and their center of excellence for HIV, thalassemia, and learning disability. We would talk to them about the organization, bring the children to our organization, and then our initial idea was actually to give just a good time to children, to ensure that children are positively engaged, that they have, like, we wanted to play games with them, we wanted to sing songs, we wanted to play music, we wanted to tell stories. That was basically the idea of what we wanted to do. So, but we realized that as we started collaborating with the hospital and children started coming in, they didn't really want to go back in 2 hours. They wanted to stay for longer. And this is how the daycare actually came into existence. So that is why children started staying with us for the entire day. And then the doctors, the social workers would also recommend and refer children to Happy Feet Home. At the same time, it was also word of mouth, where one child is bringing another child, and this is how our family started growing. Since our inception, we've been working with Sion Hospital very closely, and just recently we have also partnered with 2 more government hospitals, one in Borivali and one in Ghatkopar. We work with children and young adults. So we have, our youngest is 5-year-old and our oldest is 25 years old. In the 10 years of operations, we have we worked with over 2,500 children. We have over 80 odd children from thalassemia, around 50 odd children with HIV, and the rest are all children with cancer. The nutrition bit is basically designed by a nutritionist. So they've given us a baseline of what should be included in a child's meals, and then we have a nurse who basically designs a menu every week on week, and based on that, the food is being made in the organization. She goes to an art class. She's learning her elementary art education. And she also learns this Brazilian form of martial arts called capoeira, and she does cartwheels like a pro. The other story, which is very close to my heart, is about this girl whose parents died when she was 5 or 6. 5 or 6, yeah. And she has 4 more siblings. And her extended family were okay to keep her other siblings, but not her, only because she has HIV. So they have taken on, like, taking care of these 4 children, but they don't want to take care of this one girl only because she has HIV. When they came to Happy Feet Home, they'd actually given up on life. They had given up on any hope that they would have to live a normal, regular life. And they would often come with a lot of anger and resentment because, it was not their fault. It's not their fault that they have HIV. It's not their fault that they have thalassemia. They'd also given up on education. Like, these children had actually stopped going to school. Our education program started from teaching ABC to A, E, and K, K, G to our children. To now, we have come to a place where children are blossoming. They are doing beautifully well. We have this girl who's in Pune, and she's doing her fashion designing course from this university in Pune. Another girl who has completed her makeup artist course, and she's right now, as we speak, she's at the passport office to get a passport made, because she might have an opportunity to go to Dubai. Also, we have about 10 to 15 children who are financially independent, which means they don't need Happy Feet Home anymore. They are settled in their lives, and that's basically what gives us, like, a hope, and also makes a belief in this in our mission much stronger.